Hello, everyone. Welcome to the College Football Playbook podcast. I'm Mark Givler, joined here by Tyler Shoemaker. We're going to be doing bowl previews here, so we're getting down. We're through I don't want to say the trash, but we're through the lesser of the bowl games. We're getting into the meat of the bowl schedule. Some really interesting matchups coming up. We're going to be talking about several of them. But the first one we're going to talk about, and maybe this isn't as interesting to some people as the next ones we're going to talk about, but this has some interest for us as Ohioans, and just from a gambling perspective, is the Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl, Ohio versus Wyoming, OU, the real OU, as some might refer to it, versus Wyoming. Tyler, this is a game I think you have some action on. I'll let you kind of kick us off here. What do you see in this matchup? Kind of where your projections have this, and where are you looking at this thing from like a betting perspective?
Yeah, so the line right now is Ohio -2.5, but it at one point was Wyoming -1. So I actually bet this at Ohio +1. So I'm getting some good closing line value here, but I project this game at Ohio -7.5. And then when I look at how these teams perform kind of down the stretch of the season, and not just taking into account their whole body of work, I actually would make it like Ohio -2 touchdowns. So I think Ohio's the much better team here based on what they've done this season. The metrics really love them. So I really would encourage you to I would play Ohio up to 3.
Wow. And obviously you have your system. What is this one of the more lopsided for you for bowl season?
Let's see. It's definitely up there in terms of discrepancy between my projection and the line for sure. But I mean, just to give some context, I think as of earlier, my projections were 19-7 against the spread so far this bowl season. And my numbers don't even take into account injuries or opt-outs, and we're still hitting at a pretty good clip. So hopefully that continues here for the last weekend of bowl season, and we can cash some tickets here.
Yeah, and obviously there are some transfer portal issues for Wyoming. I'm looking here; they got They got 4 running backs either injured or in the portal. They got a couple of corners in the portal. Wyoming's got some portal issues, I guess, coming into this, and that probably explains the line movement, which I believe what you said has moved about like 3.5 points in Ohio's favor, however you want to look at that.
Yep.
So, obviously Ohio's got Curtis Rourke out. He was the MAC Offensive Player of the Year, but that happened back on November 15th. He injured himself against Ball State. So, OU's got a downgrade here at quarterback, so that's going to affect things, and maybe that's why the line opened where it did before Wyoming kind of got hit with the portal news. But OU has played without Rourke since that November 15th injury, so that was baked into the initial line.